more than $300,000. Insane amount. All these people together did more than 300,000 transactions in a insane value of a little less than 4 million. 4 million transactions in dollars. Last year we also did some campaigns. And this campaigns has a lot of donations, the crypto for her, the crowdfunding to Ukraine, to help Ukraine, and the good give back campaign. And this year we already have one campaign running, is the Art-Risk campaign. We already did a lot of sales, and we reach $1 million good dollars in transactions in the Art-Risk soon. And each transaction generates a small amount of UBI, and we already generate 30,000 good dollars in UBI. So basically, these are some numbers from the last year. If someone has some questions about these numbers, just let me know. And that's it from our part.
Now we need your jump out. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Thiago. Great data. It's so good to see the yearly numbers. It puts things into perspective, right? Can you scroll down a little bit? I keep getting feedback from someone. It's annoying me. Scroll down. I'm not gonna talk too much today because Anna is taking over with more info, but I just wanted to give an update. So on the dev side, we are working on the token upgrade so that we can work with partners such as Superfluid. Thank you. Great, Thiago. We are working on the claim UI. So I'm actually, Thiago, I want to take over just for a second. I want to show, it's a sneak peek, but just so, because I have never shared this. So as you know, we have a new designer working with us, Sana, and she is helping us with the new claim interface on GoodSwap. As you know, on GoodSwap right now, we only have this little button here that when you claim, you don't even know that it happened. You sign the transaction and you don't know that it happened. So we are now building this new claim flow, and people will be able to claim on GoodSwap, on Fuse and on Celo. And we will also introduce educational modules, and we need content for that, just to remind the community, our community moderator progress, that we're going to have to build content for that. But people will be able to claim, see their new balance, and claim in on both chains. So I just wanted to show this really quickly, because this is what the dev team is working on. They're also doing fixes to all of the work that we need to do before we, if the proposal passes, right, before we expand to Celo. And on the product side, I'm not going to talk about this now. I just wanted to talk about Masa. So we did a partnership campaign. Thiago or someone, can you mute whoever is giving me feedback, or I'm gonna go crazy live in this call and it's not gonna be pretty. Thank you. So we did a campaign with Masa. As you know, it was a giveaway of $1 million, and we were looking to get more insights on the loan needs from our users, right? And I'm gonna show this, Thiago, I'm sorry, not this one. Where is it? It's under decks. There's so many decks here. Oh, I lost the deck. Thiago, do you have the deck there? It's not this one. It's the one with data. Found the deck. Okay, so we got amazing responses from that survey. So the 16,000 people clicked on that post that we had in the wallet. 10,000 started the survey. 5,000, 6,000 people responded. And it was a beautiful. Tiago has some insights that we can share on a later date. But it was beautiful to see how many people were interested in using a loan to expand their business and to hire people and to buy more equipment. Tiago will share this at a later date. It was really beautiful, and it's the start of a partnership that I think will be fruitful between Good Dollar and Masa. And Artrific, as you know, they are doing a campaign with rewards for, the top, I think it was like NFT holders, the top collections, I don't remember exactly. But the data that Tiago showed here, I just wanted to mention it really quickly. That 142 sales, that's a nice number. We just started a campaign right now and we want to do more. It moved $630,000 good dollars, and 5% of that went directly to the distribution contract. And, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it's the result of people using good dollars to buy NFTs, so I think that's really exciting. So I'm gonna pass to the next person, and then I'll come back to talk about Celo when Anna presents. Thanks.
I actually want to jump in for 1 second, really quickly, about to just add one thing about the Masa partnership, which is one of the things that Pat did such an excellent job with this campaign is we're actually testing through the Masa campaign what is the demand to access our users and someone's willingness to buy good dollars in order to matchmake there. And so what Masa has actually done is, you guys probably saw, is that they have purchased, basically they're incentivizing people to complete the survey with a good dollar prize, which is sponsored by Masa. And in addition to giving out the prize, there's also a fee that was in the form of burned good dollars. So what we're experimenting here with them is part of the experiment that we're doing here is to understand we want to continually create a demand for good dollars, and how do we work with other partners to have them support that effort through basically providing more access to the membership and the network and testing the demand of that feedback loop in an interesting way. So these results, seeing that people really responded to the survey and that there was a relatively high conversion rate for a relatively low cost for Masa, it's a very interesting insight that we're going to use to approach other potential partners. That's all. It's work, Pat.
Yeah. Awesome work, Pat. I'm the next one. I don't know if someone can share the screen because I'm recording, so I can do it. So, Tiago, I will appreciate if you can share your screen. Oh, Pat. There we are. Pretty much what I'm going to say now is the reason that I'm really excited for this 2023. And it is because, as you all know, it's finally here, the proposal about expansioning good dollar on the Celo ecosystem. I saw there's so many comments in the proposal as well, and I know it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, here you have. So I'm gonna let Anna take away because she's the one who wrote the proposal. So she's gonna give an explanation, and we'll answer some questions that you may have at the end of it as well. So Anna, take it away.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hadar?
Awesome. Terrific. So let me see if I can share my... Tiago, if you're presenting, can you pull up the deck that's in the meeting invite? Scroll down to good dollar expansion to Celo.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. If you can just put this up. So,
I'm gonna...
Mary, if you could share, awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I'm really excited that we have issued GIP 13 to the community, which is the proposal to expand the good dollar protocol to the Celo blockchain. Those of you who have been working with me for many, like closely or afar, you probably know that this is a collaboration or a partnership that we've been discussing as a team with the Celo Foundation now for probably over 18 months. So can we open the deck?
Yeah, it should be working now. Can you refresh the page, Tiago?
So it's great to thank you, Tiago. So it's great to finally be here talking to you all about it. It's awesome. So I think, before we start to think about, the proposal itself, I want to create a little bit of context for everyone as to why we propose this and why we're actually so excited about this, if you will. It actually goes back to kind of the origin story of Good Dollar, which was how do we actually provide access to the blockchain world, to crypto world, that in a way that's for real people who are non-financial, non-technical, have no other way to really easily access crypto. And very importantly, how do we enable people to really begin to use the crypto that they have to learn by doing, to experiment? I've been working in crypto and DeFi for 5 years. I'm the first person to admit that I've lost money for a range of reasons, dumb mistakes, not knowing, misunderstanding of user interface. And we know that the cost of experimentation in this space is quite high. And so not only were we focused on getting people into crypto and using a crypto UBI as a method to do it, but also providing people with Good Dollar tokens that enable them to use their good dollars for a lower cost of failure, if you will, with a lower cost of experimentation. And so when you look at our journey, 2020, when 2018 was when the project was founded, and eToro and Yoni had committed a budget for a team to actually build out this research house. And then we worked to develop a protocol, which would be a new standard for universal basic income that would work in a multi-chain paradigm, right? A new standard that would enable different blockchains to create UBI and distribute UBI, and would enable both the chains to compete for how much UBI they're creating, while also providing that benefit for the users. More UBI for more whitelisted members, we think, is a good thing, okay? And as we've gone through our journey, we've realized that, I just want to take a moment to reflect on how exciting it is in the January 2023 meeting to see you all here, all the community members and this team member, because that was really our goal of 2022, was to really begin to expand, not just from the product, not just the tech that we had built, but really begin to leverage the people like yourselves who are actually using Good Dollar, who are working with Good Dollar. We see you all as the people who are actually building Good Dollar for the world. And so now that we have an initial community, we're really focused on the next set of challenges, is how do we move people, how do we make sure that Good Dollar and all of our members are in the right ecosystem to continue to thrive, makes Good Dollar as useful as possible as a currency for as many people as possible all over the globe. And most importantly, how do we make sure we're in the right community of builders and dApps and services, so that Good Dollar is constantly growing the community of members, constantly growing the stakeholders that are working on top of Good Dollar, working with Good Dollar. And these questions and these goals are a big part of our motivation to propose to expand to Celo. So next slide, please. I think we talked about this, but I'll reiterate, which is that I'm going to focus on using Good Dollars and growing Good Dollars, because all of you guys are Good Dollar members already and have signed up thousands of people in your communities. you know, as we've worked and as we've onboarded more and more people and distributed more good dollars, realize just how critical for long-term scale is it that we really are focused on how are we enabling people to use good dollar, and how are we making sure that we are doing the work to make sure that that good dollar is going to grow, other people are going to grow good dollars. And so when we talk about using good dollars, this means making sure that good dollar is being used in dApps, being used in payment apps, more integrations like the Artrific NFT integrations, more integrations with other protocols like we see with Volt on Fuse, for example. And how do we make sure, and this is an area that we, quite frankly, we've struggled on Fuse, is we haven't had enough dApp or integration partners that are really interested in terms of integrating good dollar so that you guys, our users, our members, have more places to use their good dollar. And one of the things that we're the most excited about with Celo is that has been their focus, has been on investing in dApps that are focused off of non-financial, non-technical people who need to use crypto to do real things, execute payments, save money, community savings apps, basic savings and loans for real purposes such as agricultural loans, mortgages, etc. So because of Celo's focus on, you know, how do we let people use their crypto in the real world and a real focus on real financial use cases with a very global mindset, this is why we believe that's the right ecosystem to really encourage the usage of good dollars. And regarding growing good dollars, Celo has an incredibly active ecosystem of other dApps and other builders who we believe are foundational to becoming stakeholders in the good dollar community and really helping us grow the protocol. So there are over 200 dApps that are associated with the good dollar, 200 dApp companies. So those are all developers that are associated with Celo. There are over 30 different investment funds that are associated with the Celo ecosystem. And Celo has incredible partnerships with some of the leading NGOs and business organizations in the world that we believe are important to our success. So we not only, you know, we believe that these are the right individuals and the right people from an engineering perspective, but also from a business development and an advocacy perspective to really understand the power of good dollar and its potential and their potential to use good dollar, and that we can all work together to make our protocol bigger while making their dApps more successful. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, mission focus is mission, like the focus on the mission has really been what has driven our desire to expand. So our mission has always been focused off of onboarding the 1.7 billion under unbanked and the 5.5 billion underbanked. Celo is the only blockchain out there that has that as a shared stated mission. They've invested money in making that happen and actually delivering on that mission. It's not just talking points, it's reflected in the companies that they've funded, the funds that they've funded, and the builders that they've supported. And we believe that, you know, they've been so supportive of us and our mission that we think that they're really going to be the right partner and the right ecosystem for us to continue to grow the protocol and to make it more useful for more people around the globe. Next slide, please. We discussed this a little bit, but we're focused, our decision to expand to Celo is focused off of really, we see it as the right ecosystem for the good dollar protocol across a range of levels. First of all, the inner community, the people that have that work within the Celo community, the people that attend the Celo community events, the people that actually have speculated on Celo as a token. For the most part, these are people who are, like I said, with a shared mission alignment. Second of all, from a protocol and integration perspective. So we, you know, just looking at the results of the Artrific NFT campaign, we see that there is, and from speaking with everyone, we know that there is a real demand for our users, our members, to use their good dollars to do more stuff, whether that is buying NFTs, whether that is saving their good dollars and earning more, whether that is working with other members of their community to learn how to deploy liquidity on DEXs and earn a fee. People want to be able to do more with their good dollars. And as I mentioned, with an ecosystem of over 200 dApps that are focused on similar types of users and accomplishing similar types of goals and offering similar types of solutions, that this is the right place where good dollar is going to get integrated into a range of dApps. And as Pat will show on our deployment plan, we are looking to work with a number of different dApps and potentially wallets that will really enable you guys as members to use your good dollars in new ways that you might have wanted to and asked for, but haven't actually been possible. And a few of the ones that we're going to launch with are our partners actually that we're already working with. So PhoneBank, for example, is live on Celo and provides an airtime market. And so once good dollar is live on Celo, all of you guys, many of whom are on this call that are doing the PhoneBank pilot, will be technically supported, right? Not just in terms of us hacking it around. And so these are the types of partnerships that we're really looking forward to as we begin to expand. Partnerships, marketing, investors, I briefly mentioned all of this, but Celo has an incredible network with a number of the leading NGOs and non-governmental organizations in the world. Have already created a range of different opportunities for us and the team to meet with people like that, and are creating media opportunities for us together. We believe that for a small team like ourselves, we're really being in the right place where we get the right types of corporate support is going to be really critical to the growth of the protocol and the DAO over the long term. So next slide, please. And please write questions in the chat as well. So here are some of the questions that we prepared for the community. Obviously, this is an initial list of questions, and there will be many, many more. So write them in the chat and we'll answer in real time. So what will happen to my good dollars on Fuse? Let me stop before I get into the question. So what the GIP 13 proposes is actually that today we mint all of the good dollars on mainnet and distribute them all on the Fuse sidechain today. And the Celo proposal suggests that we take the good dollars that are minted on mainnet and we begin to distribute them on two sidechains, both Fuse and Celo. Okay, so there will be the same number of good dollars that are minted from the reserve. They will be divided between the two different chains, and any user who is whitelisted, so if you are whitelisted for good dollar UBI, you are able to claim good dollars on both chains. Okay, so any individual user who currently is a good dollar member and has a good dollar wallet that's basically whitelisted to our system will automatically be able to claim good dollars also on Celo. Okay, so this is a very important part of the proposal. So the reserve will be dividing the good dollars between the two different, a multi-chain dynamic, if you will. Then the questions are, what will happen to my good dollar on Fuse? Absolutely nothing. Your good dollar on Fuse will stay your dollar on Fuse, and more than that, you'll still be able to claim good dollars every day on Fuse. What we'll be encouraging you to do is also to be claim good dollars on Celo as well. What is now basically a one daily claim on Fuse, we're going to be seeing how people actually claim two UBIs, a good dollar UBI on Fuse and a good dollar UBI on Celo. That answers the second question. Will I be able to claim on Celo and Fuse? Yes. Any whitelisted member, anyone who's accepted, who has a wallet that is accepted, goes through the face verification process, results in a whitelisted wallet for you. Those wallets will be able to claim from the distribution contract on both chains. Let's say people want to move, if people are really excited about Celo and they want to be able to start to move the good dollars that they have fused to Celo. Will I be able to bridge them? How much is it going to cost? And the answer is yes. So there will be a range of bridges that team and other teams are actually developing that will enable the users today to begin to bridge their good dollars from Fuse and operate them with them on Celo. So let's say you have $20 worth of good dollars. Let's say you have 3 million good dollars on Fuse that you actually want to begin to move to Celo. You will be able to do so through a range of bridges, and we will share more details about that in the future. GIP 13 actually includes the initial parameters of the bridge, so that you know, that's a key part of it, is that we want people to be able to move good dollars from chain to chain. Will Celo be accessible through the Good Dollar wallet? So not immediately, and it's not currently, and it may be one day, but it's not currently on the roadmap. So when you go to wallet.gooddollar.org, which is probably how most of you claim your good dollars every day, you'll be automatically claiming through Fuse. At least in the initial stages of the Celo deployment, you will be claiming your good dollars through the GoodSwap interface. Okay, so what you'll be doing is you'll be using the same address, okay, but not the same interface. And one of the and this is something that we're going to share a lot more user guides out as we start to, as the proposal passes and as we complete the dev work, is what is the process going to be for claiming on Fuse? It'll be the same if you claim through the wallet, but we'll be sharing a new process and a new flow for how you get your daily claim on Celo, as it will be outside of the wallet. One of the things that at least our team will be monitoring as we oversee the deployment is basically, what are the results? What are the results between and how successful is this, and how critical is the Good Wallet to actually encouraging the retention and the engagement? And we will evaluate our roadmap as a result of that. Is governance going to be deployed on Celo 2? Yes, the governance module is going to be deployed on Celo as well. We actually just had a call as an extended team with a few community members about how do we set the initial deployment limits. Basically, I'll share more details as we finalize it, but there will be a proposal for the DAO that will, basically set the initial limits of the governance on Celo. We want governance to exist on both chains, right? So no matter what chain you interact with the protocol for, we want you to be able to earn for the governance and contribute to the governance. Us as the core team behind Good Dollar, we will suggest through proposals some initial limits, and we've also been discussing what is going to be the community working groups that will actually help put and make these proposals moving forward on behalf of the DAO. Next steps, as a Good Dollar supporter, what can you do to help? So what can you do to help really depends on who you are and how you can contribute. But I would say that this is a really exciting moment on behalf of the project, and we welcome all forms of involvement. Absolutely. I can say that there are two or three areas that we're looking at immediately. The first has actually been the first area is going to be in terms of liquidity and supporting liquidity deployment of Good Dollar on Celo. So we'll go through the process of like the high level plan of the deployment, but the first step is actually to deploy the token and to deploy initial liquidity. So if that's something, if you're a good dollar holder, if you hold a fair amount, if you deploy liquidity on Volt, or interested in learning more, this is a great way that you can really help kickstart supporting the project from the very get-go. And there will be some incentives to do so. Second is actually going to be in the form of user guides and user education. So as you guys have been talking about in the chat, there's going to be a different claim and interface flow for the initial Celo deployment. It's going to be, we don't know how members are going to respond to it. And so but it will be a bit more complicated than the wallet. And so we know that there will be a real need to create great user guides, host learning sessions for individuals in your communities, produce videos that really help to simplify that process for users as much as possible. And the third element is actually going to be on community learning and education, which is that we've been working with the Celo team to try to, unearth what are some of our top communities and geographies in Nigeria, Brazil, Kenya, a range of countries throughout LATAM have emerged as areas where we have a lot of overlap. So progress is going to be, as the launch rolls out, Progress, Mary, the community team, Steve, all the mods, there's going to be a tremendous amount for you all to lead, if you will, in terms of really bringing the good dollar on Celo to more people around the world in core countries. Next slide, please. Any more questions? I've already gone on for quite a while, but let me go through the chat. 1 second. I think Pat's already answered some questions here about the product flow. But long story short, there's going to be a lot of questions, okay? A range of questions about the implications of this for the users and over the course of the protocol. And our goal is to be as open and transparent and collaborative as we can in terms of supporting, making sure your voice is heard and you're all supported as we go through this exciting new phase for the project. So you know where to find us. Make sure that you're writing your questions about the deployment, that you're responding to the proposal on Discourse, that you're expressing your questions, concerns, considerations, etc. And this will be an ongoing dialogue as we roll out the expansion over the next several months. Next slide, please. This is a high-level overview for the rollout plan and what's going to happen in the next few steps. I'm actually going to hand this over to Pat to start to discuss, but two things I'll say before we do. The first step of this is actually approving the GIP. So that's actually the step that we have here, which is where we are today, which is that I have written on behalf of team and the community the proposal to expand the protocol to Celo, if you will. We have great feedback on it. Seems like the community is really excited. I believe voting on that proposal is going to start on Saturday, Mary?
It's gonna
2 days?
Yeah, it's gonna start like in 2 days, like this week for sure.
Okay, great. So the voting on Snapshot will begin in the next 2 days. And then based off of those results, we will begin to, working with the Guardians, take the plans towards beginning to execute the deployment of the token, the liquidity, and the contracts. Pat has a full rollout plan, which we will definitely be sharing as we see whether or not the GIP is approved. So assuming that the GIP is approved, we're going to really begin to share with everyone a detailed version of the deployment plan and more specific dates around when and where you can expect to begin to claim. High level, we hope that by at least February, people will be able to start to claim on Celo at some point. So with that, I'm going to hand this over. And thank you all for listening, and look forward to talking to you in the community and through the GIP and your responses. Thanks.
Thank you, Anna. So, Tiago, I think you can keep it there because, Anna, you don't want me to share the detailed right now, right? It's too much for this moment.
Yeah, let's share the detailed public roadmap after the GIP passes. Fantastic. And we have a sense of, and we can share everything.
So I'm just gonna talk briefly about the way that we are seeing the launch plan. So in this slide, you can see that there are 8 steps, but there are basically 3 larger stages. So the first one is the activation and the deployment of liquidity. So it goes up from 1 to 4 here. The idea is that. Thank you, Tiago. So the idea is that in this first stage, we prepare and we engage the most knowledgeable in Web3, the users that are most knowledgeable in Web3, to prepare Celo for the second stage, which is the stage of claiming. So we want to activate claiming with number 5 here, the launch of GIP 14, and deploy the interfaces that I showed earlier, which, as Noah asked, will allow people to claim from both chains, not at the same time. The default will be Celo if GIP 13 passes and after 14 also passes. The default will be Celo. You claim first from Celo, and then in that post-claim screen where you see your new balance on Celo, you have a little button that it will take you to Fuse, and then you'll claim from Fuse as well. And then after that stage is deployed and functioning, we then move to the third stage, which is the DeFi elements of this launch, and that phase is extended as we move forward on Celo and start to introduce more partners and start to, like Anna said, connect our community to all of these great builders that we have on Celo. And on the third stage, which is a DeFi stage, we're going to kickstart it with the deployment of the savings contract, which, if you remember from the Protocol V3 GIP, will bring good dollar rewards at a fixed APY to anyone who stakes on that contract. And we're also going to deploy the micro bridge, which will allow claimers to move their good dollar tokens from Fuse to Celo and vice versa. And that's basically it for now. I'm happy to share the detailed version of this and talk more about each of these stages after the GIP 13 passes. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat. Progress, it's your turn, and also if any member of the community wants to talk, now it's the community section, so let's go for it.
Okay, so I can share my screen too. Yeah, and the liquidity.
Okay, who is going? Is it me or Bertrand?
You can go Bertrand first and then you. It's all good. Go ahead, Bertrand.
Okay.
Since he's already sharing his screen.
Yes, it will be quick on the liquidity update. We have on mainnet, we have no active indexes or liquidity pool. On Fuse, we have more on Voltage. We have more liquidity added, so very low rewards in percentage. And I will continue to look at dedicate a part of Fuse reward of community validators to automatically add liquidity. Also, we'll ask a revised proposal of Vault rewards. And I've seen with Voltage, they have verified that user can use Wallet Connect to add liquidity by only providing good dollar by using the features. And Celo blockchain, we are still waiting to hear back from Uniswap Foundation about Uniswap v3. And SushiSwap, we still have the grant accepted, and we need to determine the pair to launch with after the good dollar deployment is done on Celo. And we will start on Celo with Uniswap, and so we will have a meeting to decide which pair we will start with. And that's all for me.
Thanks, Bertrand. Progress, are you ready?
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to 2023. I'm sorry because of my network, I may not be able to unmute. But quick update. Let me share my screen now. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, but it's yeah, we can see it.
Awesome. So we're still working on the new ambassador program, right? A lot of structures is going into it, and it's almost done for review. And when it's done, we would inform all the ambassadors and community contributors to see the way forward for 2023. So the next thing is the Nigerian team singing contest, and it's just been concluded. So about 8 persons were rewarded for that contest, and they were original, like people formed original songs about good dollar, and most of them were pretty interesting. So if you want to check out the entries and just make comments or just react to them, I would advise you go to the Nigerian Twitter page, and you can do that. So next up is still in the Nigerian community. So we have Debbie, who launched the first good dollar business that is officially accepting good dollar in Nigeria. She sells home products like tissue papers and a whole lot more. So I think I asked her to come on the call for a quick introduction. I don't know if she's here. Debbie, are you here? Okay. Turns out she couldn't make it. But yeah, so that's one of the these updates on businesses accepting good dollar. So next up, the Good Micro Grant is live. And the first cohort is in this January. I saw Noah on the call. I would love for him to just chip in on this. Noah, do you mind?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for all the help, guys. We are live in at least our proof of concept kind of way. So it's still kind of, can we call it manual? A lot of manual things happening in the background to support it, but we are now accepting applicants. So feel free to go in, and let's see, I'm talking slow because I'm trying to figure out how to do mobile screen share here. If I can't do that, maybe Progress, if you go to the site and just show it.
Yeah, can you see
Okay.
my screen? I think I'm here now.
Yeah, there, very good. Perfect. Yeah. So that's the site. It's separate. It's a separate site because it's community driven. It's got some sections on if you're a donor, if you're a entrepreneur, if you're a community member, different types of content. But right now, our main role is the entrepreneur, is anyone that wants to, or that does accept Good Dollar for payment. If you're selling anything from donuts to NFTs, this is for you. And you should go up on the sign up page right now. If you click on the sign up page, you'll see that there's a small little form, a Google form that you fill in. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Just fill in the Google form and then you're a part of the program. What happens then is when you accept Good Dollars for stuff or you accept Good Dollars for services, during the month of January, we'll give you a top up. And how that works is that the first few days in February, we're going to analyze what happened in January. We'll run all of your transactions through a quadratic formula, and depending on how many customers you had, mostly, and also how much those customers paid you secondarily, we'll give you a top-up. Quadratic formula, same as they use in Gitcoin, but modified. And there's going to be a little bit of money. We are still experimenting exactly with what the formula is going to be, the exact numbers. We're thinking right now to start with, like, we'll go up as far as to multiply. We won't go higher than 10x. So if you charge 10 Good Dollars for a donut or for an NFT, you might get up to 100 in the grant. So we might give you up to 10x. But don't expect to get 10x because the quadratic formula will pick a number lower than that. And then there's also a cap. You won't get more than a certain amount. But certainly there's going to be opportunities there for anyone that's using Good Dollar in their business to get more than what you get from your customers as a top up from the grant.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nog.
Yeah.
So,
what we're doing now is actually if I can ask for help, if anyone wants to help with the next few weeks of January here, we're just going to experiment with the analytics, see how the analytics is going to run. We have an idea, but we haven't defined that properly yet. So, ping me, hit me up, and we'll work together to figure out what the analytics process is going to be. Bertrand's already helping me get the extract of data, and now we just have to put that into our spreadsheet and calculate it. If you want to learn how to do that, or if you want to help me figure out the process for that, I'd be more than grateful to get your help.
awesome.
Incredible work. Great work, guys. It's just so awesome to see. It's so exciting.
Not bad, huh?
Yep. So the Good Micro Grant is for the community, is for you guys. So try as much as you can to jump on this. I've told the ambassadors to make sure they take maximum use of this. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So I got to find out that Debbie is on the call. I don't know if she wants to quickly introduce herself. Or not.
Hello,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Okay,
Can you hear
then
me?
finally from yeah, we can hear you, Steve.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, she's having network issues. So let me just introduce her quickly. So she just launched the first official Good Dollar market. That is a physical business. So, and our goal is to expand it across all states in Nigeria, which I know is very taxing. And she has decided to accept Good Dollar as means of payment. And I've actually seen the passion from her end. So I worked on this last year. So I've been working closely with her. And not just that, she's also trying to reach out to some of the existing online e-commerce shops that are existing in Nigeria that normally does shipping. So that is a good news for Nigeria users and good dollar ecosystem at large. So I believe when Nest will come, when she has a good network, she will introduce herself better. So that is what I want to share. And maybe this year, because she was telling me she might likely want us to host an event in Port Harcourt, somewhere in Nigeria. It's one of the tech hub cities in Nigeria outside Lagos, Abuja. So where crypto adoption is taking place.
Okay, are you done, Progress?
I just have a question for Steve, which is about Debbie's projects. Has anyone has anyone been shopping there yet? What sorts of items is she selling? Can you share any more like details there?
I hope you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she sells home products ranging from toothpaste, tissues, which other things? Consumable items, foodstuffs, and yeah, the concept behind this, because when I saw the listing on the marketplace, I had to meet her up from Telegram. We exchanged numbers to make sure I know if this person is real. At first, the name was sketchy until I knew she was a mother. So we discussed a lot about a lot of things. She said she had this plan for a very long time, but because she has a plan to be accepting cryptocurrencies as means of payment. So all this while I've been the one pushing it on our Telegram channels. So basically, I don't know if any of the community members have actually bought something from her, but I was more interested on someone buying the tissue because, yeah, she's going to sell to that person at a discounted rate. And if someone actually has a business, is business oriented, can also sell those same items to other persons and make some bucks from yourself. So the goal is to expand it to all states in Nigeria. We have 36 states, and that's what I'm also trying to work with her. She has this long-term goal, and she told me she needs support from the community. So yeah, so I'm kind of working with her. She's a co-founder, so I'm working with her to give her all the support.
That's so exciting. Thank you for sharing, and I really look forward to seeing what you guys do together. What incredible progress.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, so that's about it. So if you're in Nigeria, especially if you're in Port Harcourt, and you are looking for how to use your good dollar, just go to the marketplace and you will see how listed, or just send a message in the Nigerian community, any of the Nigerian communities, and you will be directed from there. So finally, from my end, we have a new ambassador from Mali. He's a volunteer. And he has really been showing a lot of interest. His name is Abdoulaye Traore. Abdoulaye, I don't know if you're on the call. If you can unmute and just introduce yourself. I guess he's not on the call. Yes, so that's it from the community. More updates to come in the next call. Thank you, guys.
Hi.
Thank you.
Oh, I think that's him.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Name is Traore Abdullah, good dollar ambassador for Mali. So I don't not speak very well English. I understand, man. They do not speak very well English.
Not a problem. We can understand you.
Yeah, I understand. Yes.
Good to have you,
Welcome to
Traore.
Good Dollar.
Yeah, welcome to Good Dollar.
I cannot write in it. I cannot write it. I don't speak it very well.
No problem, man. All right. So yeah, if anyone in the community have questions or any comments regarding community, go ahead. If not, over to Mary.
Yeah. Well, last but not least, Dorit, do you have anything to share with us this week?
No. No new news yet.
So I don't know if anyone has any questions. If not, we are already on time. I have to say, like, this has been like an awesome community call. Like, the vibes are amazing, and I'm so excited to be part of this.
Yeah, very inspiring call. Thank you all for joining us. Exciting stuff happening from so many different directions. Really awesome to see.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you all. See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.